Hi everyone, and welcome back on Coffee. I'm Vahe, and today I'm joined by Dr. Sakditad Saulapam, Hematology Oncology Fellow at the University of Iowa. Sakditad, great to have you on Coffee.
Oh, thank you so much, Vahe. It's like a great honor to be here. I'm a big fan of OncoDaily anyway, so
Thank you for the kind words. So let's start with the most important question. I know it's a night in Iowa right now, and but I have to ask: how do you take your coffee, or maybe what's your relationship with coffee? Is it like daily ritual or just survival tool during residency?
actually it's like survival tools, but I kind of always like alternating with the tea because I heard that coffee gonna spike your caffeine like this, but the tea is gonna rise it slowly and sustain like in the Plato. But almost always like all the time, I always have coffee in the morning.
Yeah, that's great. I'm having coffee because it's morning here.
I would love to have it, but it's night, so I just have like just water.
Cheers, still cheers. So, Beethoven was so particular about his coffee that he counted exactly 60 beans for each cup.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I guess like if we give meanings like this to our daily tasks, they are becoming rituals, and I love them. I don't know how much did he have to count exactly 60 beans for each coffee, but still.
That's a lot.
You trained in Texas for residency and now you are in Iowa for fellowship. What could you in oncology? Or was it a patient, a mentor, or something else?
Actually, at first, it's about like one of my personal experience that one of my family members kind of suffered from the breast cancer. Like my grandma, had that like when I was a med student. So I kind of have seen like a lot of like so many things that kind of inspiring me. Like I've seen like this was really really hard time for everyone. Not just a patient, but whole families got suffer at that time. So I've seen like through all the process from the start to the end, and I think okay, this is tough, and I actually I would love to kind of help people like this because I know that this is not easy kind of to get through all of this. And I'm kind of surprised that during the time that it seems like hopeless during that time, but the doctor like at that time kind of still like seeing a hope, when like all family members like were kind of about to give up, and she kind of had like a good time, hard time at the beginning, but at the end, I think it kind of ended really well, and she had like a good quality of life at the last minute. So I think this is like a one of the best thing that we can do to other human.
Yeah, I think that's a great motivation to become an oncologist. It's sad, but it's still a motivation. I want to ask, did you face any difficulties during the residency or like during the transition when you changed residency and become a fellow?
Oh yes, I would say at first a lot because it's kind of like different whole new world that you're gonna learn a lot of things that sometimes it's like an alien language. Like you have no idea what they're talking about. They're kind of talking about like the weird names that come from Mars or something like that. But this is the thing that I would say I have like I'm passionate on it. I have passion on it. So it's hard at the beginning, but I'm still struggling. And I think if you do it, if you like it, you're gonna kind of learn fast. It's gonna make you kind of get there. You will get there, but I'm moving from different states as was like a tough experience for sure. And like starting from the place that I probably don't know anyone. I just started new. Actually, I knew some people here, but like most of the people and the system, they are all new. So I think it takes time, but finally everyone will get through it because at least you start from something you love. It's gonna be very very good time. I believe that.
Yeah, I hope the transition part was smoothly and you will manage to adapt to the new environment and new colleagues. And I hope you will do good.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Sakret, I have to ask you about this. You scored in the 100th percentile on your IT exam during residency. That's insane. How did you actually pull that off?
Actually, at first, I want to explain about IT first. IT stands for like entrance exam. So, it's a, actually it's not like an Olympics things. It's like a tool to guide you to study through all your residency, especially internal medicine residency. So it just kind of like track your progress. You're gonna have it like once each year. So I have like three IT exam, doing whole residency training. Actually, the time that I got 100 percentile was my third time when I was a third year resident. So actually, I had it like previous like two times. So I wouldn't say like it's not about raw intelligence. It doesn't mean that I'm the smartest guy in this country or anything like that. But it's more like about like a consistency plus strategy. So at first, in every exam you gotta be prepare your physical fitness and mental fitness. You gotta take care of yourself. You don't want to get yourself like 1 hour sleep and take like 8 hours exam that's gonna ruin you like pretty bad. You're gonna screw up anyway. So, like eat healthy, go exercise, and don't pressure yourself too much. And that's what's like the first thing. And other things when you kind of do the exam, sometimes I don't expect like the best score, but I want to be the best, like in terms of like a doctor, so I want to be like a smartest guy I can. So, but reading the books is a tough task, because the book is so thick like this. You cannot finish everything in the book, like standard textbook. So sometimes you have to learn from your patients. You have to stick with your patient. And when you come back, when you see patients, let's say if you see like tumor lysis syndrome patient, that you sometimes, in practice, you know how to manage it, and you can help patients and you survive and you can go home. But at the end of the day, you might forget like what is the real thing that I need to know about like how to treat, what is the evidence like behind that. So then you go back and you study, and then it's gonna stick with your head. So even in the exam, you're gonna find out that, oh, this is easy because this look like one of my patients on when I'm on like ICU, something like that. And another one, you know, try to space things out. Some people when they have exam, if they're not prepared, what they probably or they potentially do is just kind of put everything together and like try to read out all night. So tomorrow I can try to catch everything. It's impossible to do that. Try to space things out. You just try to learn from the resource, like the patient, and then you go back to your standard textbook or even like a mock exam. You just do it like maybe 5 to 10 questions a day. Try to stick with the discipline. So you know how to handle it because if you want to get good exam on the score, it does not test that how smart you are, but it tests you how if you know well how to do the exam. So you got to be prepared for that part as well. So yeah, I think that's it.
There is no magic tricks or something.
Yeah, but some people say, okay, how did you cheat that? I said, I don't know.
So I completely agree with you. In my example, when I'm not sleeping before the exam, I'm always not failing, but doing bad. No matter what, how much I studied, I can study the whole week, then do not sleep before the exam or sleep less, and I'm not doing good because my brain is not functioning during the exam. I don't know. It's just like block. We don't know this. We can't write this, and like I can't do anything at that time. But even if I studied less, but I had a good sleep before exam, it's always better. I don't know why it's that. Why is that happening? But it is happening.
Yeah, it is what it is. Sometimes I think maybe about anxiety, anxious, or even if your brain not like fully functions, you're not gonna perform well on that exam.
Yeah, I guess. And also the part you told when you see something on patient and then go to read on the textbook, it's also really helpful because you can make associations already with something, so you remember it well. And also, if there is no patient, I'm trying to, like, I'm reading it on the textbook, then I'm trying to find cases on that, and read that cases also, so there is an association, so I can remember the topic better.
Nice, nice. I think that's good way to learn. As a doctor, we need that. We need to learn from the
Yes.
real stuff.
Yes. So let's talk about your hobbies. I know two of them. One of them is reading books, and the other one watching movies and animals also. Could you please share about your book experiences? What are your top three books, or one book that stuck with you, and you will keep reading it your whole life?
Mm, Actually, first one I want to talk about this because it's the first inspiration for me to pursue like being a oncologist. So it's the book that was written by Siddhartha Mukherjee. I'm not sure if like everyone knows about this. It was written like a long time ago, but it's classic and it's very, very popular at that time. The name is like the Emperor of All Maladies. So it's about like all history of cancer. They kind of, he's like very, very smart guy. And at first when I read it, it feels like, oh, wow, this is amazing. This is seen like the origin of like how we fight against something that bigger than ourselves. This is the first time that I saw that, okay, humanity kind of united at one, just to struggle fighting cancer. And there are so many like emotional stories. And actually sometimes the struggle of the scientific progression in oncology field is another human. So this is like sad story, but this is real. Like one thing, like one thing about when you like right now we all know that smoking is like a risk factor for cancer, right? Every cancer, when you have patients who get cancer, you maybe even like first question that you've been asking, do you smoke? And then you're gonna try to stop them from smoking, right? But at the first place, we don't know the association between smoking and cancer. And people will laugh at you. You said, hey, don't smoke, that's gonna cause cancer. And people are gonna laugh at you and say, okay, sitting on a sofa like this can cause cancer as well. So you have to find the way to prove it, scientific way to find the association that okay, smoking causing this. So I think one surgeon they kind of conduct a study, so they kind of gathered the people with lung cancer, and even they try to build like a set list of questionnaires, and they kind of blend it with like all mixed questions, and just put one question about smoking. So they kind of come up with some of the results, and okay, this might be the first time that we probably prove that smoking can be associated with cancers. Yeah. So this, and you have to fight with sometimes like other companies, legal issues, because when you say something is bad, some people not gonna like it, because some people is gonna have like a lost some advantages of something, maybe profit, maybe money. So it doesn't mean that it's not gonna be easy thing, and you have to like team up with some people. If you're a doctor, you have to team up with like some researchers, statistician, even like other multidisciplinary team, or even like lawyer. So it's hard. But like when I saw people try to do great thing, try to do the progression of this scientific field, I feel like impressed, and I want to be part of it.
One of your other favorite books is Demon Slayer.
Yes, you know
Yeah,
this.
it's really different from the first book, like oncology and anime. Do you see a connection, like in Demon Slayer and in medicine? Like, is there a connection between them?
Actually, this is like a pretty famous one. Actually, the Japanese name is Kimetsu no Yaiba. It's a Japanese anime. So this is a story about like the one guy who stand up and fight the demons, just to protect his sister, and try to turn like his sister back to be a human again. Uh, Actually, it's kind of like well balanced story between intense battle and like emotional themes. So like the action is like, oh wow, phenomenal. It anime can make it like 100 times better than manga than from the books. So that studio like kind of nail it. So, and I would say one thing that I kind of really learned from this, that okay, uh like all demons in this series, they were human before. So like all villains in this story, they all like human. They kind of had pain, they had tough time, and they had like a backstory. So sometimes when you say, okay, we just fight the demon and when we win and then we done, but sometimes it's not easy like that. Sometimes like the bad situation, bad environment, or bad people can turn another human to be a demon, to be a devil. So it's not about fighting demons. It's sometimes you kind of fighting like the evil inside your heart as well. So it's complicated, and it's very good to know. Like I think the same concept as the first one, that sometimes when you're fighting cancer, you have like good intention, but sometimes you have to fight other humans too. That's a tough situation, but it's real.
I'm not for animes. Only anime I watched is Naruto. Do you know it?
Oh, I love this. The ninja. I can try to do the hand.
The only anime I watched it was Naruto. I watched it twice when I was a kid and one time when I was teenager. I just love it, and even now I keep watching videos on YouTube. So, but I guess I will also give a try to a Demon Slayer, and I hope I will like it. The other book you told me about is the spy list, or I don't remember.
So
Let me check.
yeah, I can. It's the name is the Sartorialist Man.
Yeah, yeah.
So actually, it's like a photography book. Actually, I have it with me now, so I can just show you real quick. So So this is the book. So actually all of this is they are like photography. So they kind of like the author of this book, he's a photographer. You kind of just go like everywhere around the world and take a photo of like the man with the kind of dress himself with like so many different styles in the world, which is good. Sometimes he did it randomly and he learned something from them. So I would say like how to dress or your style is like a language. It's how you express yourself. Sometimes you gotta find a good style because you're gonna tell the people who you are. And in this world, sometimes, you know, you gotta admit that people are gonna judge you based on how you dress. So this is a good thing to kind of dress well and know how to kind of hope how to deal with like all the dressing stuff, like how to uh get the best suit, the shirt, how to shine the shoe. They even like tell you how to iron the shirt as well. So how to take care of your shoes and everything, like from head to toe. So I think it's like a beginner guide, but like all people here, like all the photos here is like a good reference for you. Try to dress up, so you can actually copy them, or you can sometimes you think, oh, this is not so good, or this is like really cool. So you learn from them, and actually it's I learn like how to observe the people, especially in details, and you have to like learn how to appreciate like individuality, like all the other people's styles, and sometimes you can get inspiration from like strangers. So this is the good way to learn it. So this time, this book I can just open it when I get bored, and it's gonna wow, this is new thing. This is a new style because with the photography book you don't have to like read it from like the first page to the last page. Sometimes you can just randomly open it and say, oh, it's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I guess it also comes confidence is also important here. So people can wear the the most beautiful dress in the world, but they're not confident, and I don't know, it doesn't fit them. It can be the most beautiful, but I don't know. Still, there is something missing, and I think that's the confidence and the charisma that people should have. That they can, like, people with confidence and charisma can wear something simple, but you will say, "Oh, that's beautiful." I don't know. Uh, I think this part is important.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be like expensive, like just regular stuff. If you kind of know how to like mix and match, it could become like a good style, and you don't have to like spend a lot of money on that. And I don't think it makes sense if you have to buy different like expensive things just to impress other people. I think it's like just waste your time, waste your money, and sometimes it's not gonna end up with a good results. So this book kind of tell you how to avoid that mistake.
Yeah. Yes, agree. About the movies, one you mentioned was The Prestige by Christopher Nolan. Thank you for telling about it. Actually, it was on my list, but it was on my list to watch. But I would watch it like later. But I said, if Saktidat like recommended this and he wants to talk about it, this is a great occasion to watch the movie. So yesterday, in the evening, I watched it, and I was pretty amazed. Like, I love Nolan. I find his movies great, but this one, I don't know. I was watching it like this all the time, like waiting for something, and it didn't disappoint. It was really beautiful. So for our audience, if they don't know, it's a movie by Christopher Nolan, featuring Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale. So it's really beautiful, really recommend it. It's about dedication, obsession, illusion, rivalry also. So uh, why do you like it? I want to know your opinion.
So actually, it's like an old movie. Like it was in like 2006 by Christopher Nolan. Actually, everybody. I would say maybe not everybody, like, but 90% of like people in this world probably heard his name. So how smart he is. So this one is not like maybe not the biggest one that he made so far, but I think it's pretty classic, and I like it because it's kind of like reflect humanity, like humans' behavior. Yeah, you said it's about the obsession and the sacrifice, and sometimes, uh, ambition gonna cause a lot. So it kind of tells me like, okay, how far can human go? Uh, like decide to leave the legacy, to become a legend. They kind of sacrifice a lot. We don't know how far human can go, but this movie kind of tell you, okay, some people kind of willing to sacrifice everything just to leave his legacy to the world, or they just want to compete to someone that they try to get better and better. That when like we kind of develop ourselves, that we kind of learn how to get better and better. Sometimes the most inspiration thing or some motivation that drive people is your rivalry, is your opponent, is someone that you probably don't like, that's gonna make you a better person. Apart from mentor, we all need mentor. We know like that we need all supportive, but sometimes like the people we don't like, we want to get better than them. We want to try to win them, and sometimes it costs too much. So I would say it's good to develop ourselves to have like good motivation, but probably just to win someone that you probably don't like in a bad way is not going to end up well. Actually, like this movie, I don't want to spoil it, but seems like at the end everybody hurts.
Yes.
So because they kind of sacrifice too much, they kind of burn themselves just like in order to win some people that I really hate them. I want to be on them. I want to be better and want to be the best. But at the end, you probably have nothing left. So I would say actually I have like ambitions to I want to be the best. And sometimes I have people I like and I don't like, but that's real world. But I wouldn't like do everything just to win or be better than people that I hate. That's gonna cost too much. That's not gonna be a good motivation. So try to focus on good things and have your goal, have your ambitions, but don't sacrifice like too much. It's gonna burn yourself down, and everybody will get hurt, and that's not gonna be a good result for everyone.
I think it takes courage to stop at some point. Like I remember the line in the jail when one of the characters, I don't want to spoil anything, saying like we should have stopped, we should have left him alone, so none of this would happen. It takes courage to stop and know when to stop, to like to not cause much of disaster, because it was a disaster.
Yes, yeah,
Yes.
it's good to know, like, because sometimes we need someone to tell us to stop. We sometimes we don't know like where we are.
And another thing I liked about the movie, another meaning of the movie was like they wasn't feeling themselves enough. They were trying to do something new. It is good, but they were trying to uh, overcome each other. But if they had the feeling to being enough with what they have, because actually in the end we know that they have the same trick, but the other one thought like there is something extraordinary about that one, but they were doing the same. Sometimes this feeling, this false feeling, is not good, and we have to think and be happy what we have right now with us.
That's right. I'm glad that you love it, because if someone asks me like, okay, if you can choose one movie for me, I would say this, The Prestige. You gotta see it.
I don't know. I love Nolan. He's one of my favorite directors. He's so mysterious and full of secrets. Actually, I love Nolan's movies several times, so I can get the idea. I think I still don't get the idea of Inception. I have to watch.
Which which one you kind of like most?
I think Interstellar is my favorite from Nolan. Yes, but it's not my favorite movie. My favorite movie that I would recommend you to watch is Glorious Bastards by Quentin Tarantino. It,
Oh,
have you watched it?
not yet, but I know Quentin Tarantino. Like, oh my God, it's gonna
It's
be like,
it's just a masterpiece. I
yeah,
love it. Full,
I'll watch.
yeah, full of action, full of sarcasm, full of good conversation, like in every movie Tarantino has. Yes, that's my favorite one.
Nice. He has his own signature, like, oh,
Yes, yes, yes. And I'm really looking forward to Nolan's next movie. Do you know about it? The Odyssey.
oh, I think I
It's
have seen the trailer one, but I don't know what it is about.
it's going to be in theaters next year. It's still in the production, the Odyssey. It has a good cast, and like they are making jokes like Nolan's didn't want to do CGI, so actors are fighting the real monsters now.
Oh, oh, that sounds like him.
Yes. So I guess it's going to be good, and I'm really looking forward to it next year.
Nice. I will. I won't miss this. Like, Nolan never disappointed me, so my expectation is really high.
Sakditad, if you were talking to med students or residents listening right now, what would you tell them? Maybe something you wish you'd know earlier.
For the residents, mm, let me see. I would say like take care of yourself first. Before you take care of your patients. I know like everybody kind of focus on taking care of the patients. Try to stay healthy. Because if you're in good shape, you can learn more, you can study more, you can use like your own strength, like to help the patients. Some to do procedures sometimes. To route because working in a medical field sometimes is like so stressful. And you can like sometimes have like a mental breakdown. But if you have a healthy, like I mean, both physically and mentally, so try to keep both like stay strong, and then you will have like power to kind of achieve everything you want. Then that's the first thing that you focus. And if you fulfill yourself, then you can fulfill the patients later. So that's what I would recommend them, and try to stick with the real patients. That's the way you learn the most, because and don't overestimate yourself, because sometimes when I saw some patients, and I think, okay, I think I understand how to treat, let's say, spinal cord compression, and then okay, I just kind of leave it like that. Then trust me, in the next like few months, you're gonna forget it. So try to catch it and try to repeat it, because like you have to like convert your short-term memory to long-term memory. So don't overestimate yourself that okay, I saw it one time and it's gonna stick with my brain forever. I don't think our brain works that way. So try to keep studying, but stick with your real patients.
Consistency is the key. I completely agree with you. Sakditad, this has been a great conversation. Thanks for sharing not just your medical journey, but also the books, films, and animals that inspire you. And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in to another episode of OnCoffee. If you like this one, subscribe, share, and of course, keep the coffee brewing. Until next time.
Oh, I thank you so much for him, and thank you, OncoDaily. I really appreciate what you have done. Keep doing the great works.
Thank you. Bye bye.